Hey, what's up? It's Matt Japan. Welcome back to my channel. And today we're taking a look at from Transformers Legacy Evolution. This is Metalhawk. So I found this guy at a local seller here in Japan, decided to pick him up, and I don't think I'm going to be disappointed at all. A very highly anticipated figure here. So yeah, let's take a look at the package. First and foremost, you have the logos down the right side, Takara Tomy, Generations logo Transformers, getting in close on that very cool image of Metalhawk in his jet mode. Very cool. You usually see Metalhawk in the box there. And on the top, you have Transformers Legacy Evolution. You do have the QR code there that brings you to the website for more information. And just looking down here, you have Transformers Legacy Evolution. He is a Voyager class figure. On the side, you get a shot of him in his robot mode and a close-up of his face there. Looking very cool. On the bottom, you have product information. On the side, you have your standard Legacy Evolution artwork there. Very, very cool. And on the back, you do see the product images of Metalhawk. Looking very cool. Just love the deco of this guy. And his Evo Fusion gimmick is basically the guns can combine into a very cool looking gun there. And then he converts in 18 steps to his pretty cool looking jet mode. And yeah, I'm very, very curious how, you know, they sort of use the Cyclonus mold to make this guy, kind of what parts they use, what they didn't use, and things like that. So yeah, without further ado, enough babbling here. Let's get into Metalhawk's review. Okay, so here we have Metalhawk out of the box, and let's take a look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with 3 accessories. First being the sword, which is very cool. Done in that sort of pearlescent, sort of gray plastic. Not a huge fan of the color of the plastic they use on this figure. But besides that, there's actually some really nice sculpted detail on the sword. You see a little sort of like rope or whatever there. And you get really some nice detail, especially on the back here. I really like this part, kind of indented area there. And there's two pegs that actually clip in for the jet mode. And then there's actually a peg back here that you can fit on the back, so you can have weapon storage in robot mode as well. So you can kind of put that to an angle, which is very nice. Always nice to have weapon storage in robot mode, and of course you can hold it as well. The other two accessories he does come with are his guns here, and they're done in the exact same plastic as the sword. And again, these have some really nice molded detail on them. And these, the Evo Fusion gimmick is that they can peg together and form one pretty cool looking gun. So, and then you have 2 pegs there, and you can just have him, you know, whichever one you want, you can have him hold there. So we'll just arm him up for a sec and get his sword in there. So yeah, that's how he looks all armed up with his accessories. So yeah, let's pause and let's get into Metalhawk's details. All right, let's get into Metalhawk's details. First and foremost, let's take a quick look at that head. Very, very cool head sculpt. I love I just like the sort of yellowish gold plastic that they use. Some really nice sculpted detail on the head there. Some nice silver paint and blue eyes on the face. And let's just take a look at the back. And yeah, it's a very nice head sculpt. I love these little sort of antenna sticking out from the side of his head. Very cool. And going down the chest, so sort of the main event here is his chest there. You get a nice red Autobot logo there. You get a little bit of red paint there. But look at the molded detail on this ab section. This wonderful molded detail. So much to look at. Very, very cool. And, you know, the more I look at this figure, I do see, you know, the cues that they took from the Cyclonus mode, and we're going to be bringing in Cyclonus here in a sec to do some details, do some comparisons. This is actually red plastic painted blue. You can see like the red inside there, and there's not a whole lot of detail on the arms. You know, you will see they did remold the front parts of this arm. We'll see that again when bringing in Cyclonus. And then going down the legs, again, they use that sort of, I don't know, again, not a real big fan of this sort of, that same sort of gray plastic that they use for the accessories. I kind of wish they had used like a white maybe, or like, I don't know. I know they're trying to stay true to like the character design and stuff, but yeah, it's just that gray. It's something about it rubs me the wrong way. Anyways, you get some really nice paint on the the knee guards here, and then again some really nice silver paint work on the knees there, and going down the figure, not too much on the legs. You get a little bit of sculpted detail. This is all sculpted in. This does not move. This is a static piece. We'll get into that when we do articulation. And the feet are pretty much the same. Some nice red plastic there. So that is how he looks. And then you can see from the back, you do definitely see like the likeness of the Cyclonus mold. So anyways, bring in Cyclonus. Now I did sell my original Cyclonus Kingdom figure, but I did pick up the G1 color, which I really love. I love this look. But anyways, yeah, so just taking a look at them side by side, you definitely see how they use this mold to create Metalhawk. So again, obviously the head's different, but the shoulder pieces are the same. The forearms are different. I think the legs, let's look at the legs here. The legs look to be exactly the same, just different color. Of course, they molded the shin pieces and the knee pieces differently, and the feet are exactly the same. Let's see what else. The whole torso is different, and then the wings are different. They actually added some more detail on the wings, but as far as like how they move, it is the same sort of piece, how it folds out like that and things like that. So you can definitely see how they took Cyclonus and made it into Metalhawk. When this guy was first released, when we first saw the initial images of Metalhawk, they were saying, oh, it's the reuse of the Cyclonus mold, and I couldn't see it at first. I was like, what, are you kidding me? And then now that I have it in hand, obviously it is the Cyclonus mold, and I definitely see it a lot clearer in hand. But yeah, when those images first came out, I really didn't believe it. But it's a very clever use of the Cyclonus mold. So anyways, let's get into Metalhawk's articulation. Okay, much like Cyclonus, you have a similar type of articulation here on Metalhawk. His head is on a ball joint, can go up and down, not much side to side, little bit, and then he can do the full 360 there on his head. So you get a little bit of expression there. And then the shoulders do go all the way around. There is a hinge joint, that same hinge joint we saw with Cyclonus. You have an upper bicep swivel there. You have 90 degrees at the elbow. You do have a very tight wrist articulation. It doesn't really, it moves a little bit, but it's very tight, mostly because of transformation. There is a transformation. There's a pin right there, but again, you do have a little bit of movement on the wrist, not so much. So getting those arms out of the way, some nice articulation there. He does have not so much a waist joint, but sort of a lower, I guess it's a waist swivel, and that can do the full 360 there. Again, because of transformation. He can kick back that far, he can kick up that high, and he has 90 degrees at the knee, and he has an upper thigh swivel as well. So a lot of articulation on the legs. He can do the full splits like that. And same as Cyclonus, I think it's the exact same foot that we got as Cyclonus. So you do have the ankle rocker joint. So again, this mold is pretty well articulated, and the wings also, because of transformation, but you can kind of take the wings and pose them how you want. So some very nice articulation on Metalhawk. So let's get him into his alt mode, see how he looks. All right, so here we have Metalhawk transformed into his alt mode, and the transformation was very much like Cyclonus, a lot of the similar type of steps and things like that. So I didn't really have to look at the instructions. I pretty much could figure it out, so that's very nice. It's, if you have the Cyclonus mold, you pretty much know how to transform this guy. Anyways, let's get into the details of jet mode. Whoa, as I drop him. On the front, you have some really nice red paint for the cockpit, and some nice molded in detail here, some very cool panel lining and things like that. Actually, a lot of nice detail on the jet mode. You got a lot of detail on this plastic. The gray plastic doesn't bother me as much in the jet mode. It's kind of nice. It breaks up all the sort of navy blue there. And I really do like the contrast of the blue and the red. And just going down the figure. The wings have some really cool detail as well. I love the molded in little missile things on the edge of the wings. And on the back wings too, you get some really nice detail. So a lot of nice detail in the jet mode, and very similar to what we saw with Cyclonus. And we'll be bringing in that Cyclonus mold in a sec. And a little bit different than Cyclonus. You do have some, they are blast effect compatible, but they're not the same as Cyclonus. He had actually the 5mm ports, and these are just the little pegs there. So a few differences in the alt mode. Also in the alt mode, there are no landing gear. Metalhawk does not have landing gear. He's kind of have these little nubs here that he can just kind of rest on. But I kind of would have liked, I don't know, it would have been nice if they included some landing gear, but I can understand why they didn't do that. So there's the undercarriage there. So yeah, pretty much pretty nice jet mode. And the inclusion of the weapons, it looks a little bit bare now, so actually after you put the weapons on it definitely completes the look. So these two tabs will just peg in on the sides there, so you can put his guns on either side of the jet mode. And it definitely, I don't know, to me it looks a little bit more complete this way. Definitely gives it a little bit more definition on the back there. So yeah, there he is, all kind of armed up with his guns on both sides. That definitely is a nicer look, I think, in my opinion. Now there is that port there that we saw in the back that you can plug his, actually it's right here. There are two ports there that plug into these two, the pegs plug into those 2 ports, and you can put his sword there, but I don't know, I think that looks kind of silly to me. It looks a little bit stupid. It's weapon storage, you know, nonetheless, but I don't know, I think I like it actually without it, so we're gonna take that off. It's actually a very secure connection. So anyways, yeah, that is Metalhawk in his very cool, very fast looking jet mode. So bringing in Cyclonus here for some comparison. So first and foremost, what I was talking about on the back there, you do see the back, you do see the comparisons where you have the 5mm ports for the back for the blast effects, and on Metalhawk you just have the little nubs there, but it is blast effect compatible. There is a lot of similarity on the back of the plane. This whole back part, all the detail is pretty much the same up until about here. Obviously the wings sit a little bit forward on Metalhawk, but you definitely see, definitely see similarities. There was like one less step, I think, for Metalhawk because of the nose cone here. Cyclonus is kind of folds out, and then folds out again, so you get a really long nose cone. But definitely like obviously like the shape of each is very different, but you can see where they use the same steps. So very cool. Just a quick comparison there of Cyclonus and Metalhawk. So yeah, let's come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. All right, here's some final thoughts for Metalhawk as he spins around on the old turntable here. This is a really nice reuse of the Cyclonus mold. Very impressive. I love the paint on this. It's very clean. Love the dark colors, the dark blue against that sort of yellowish gold color, and the red and the gray. It's a really nice contrast, and it just looks amazing. It's really nice to transform. It's fun. It's intuitive. The sculpt work is amazing. Overall, it's just a really great figure, and I'm actually very impressed with the reuse of the Cyclonus mold. So yeah, I give this figure a 10 out of 10 for sure. A very nice nod to the old G1 Pretender toy. And yeah, happy to have it in my collection. So anyway, this has been the review for Transformers Legacy Evolution Metalhawk. This has been Matt in Japan. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day.